Franco, your selection, that's a strong team you're putting out to face the Stormers. How are you feeling ahead of the game?
No, we're excited, obviously, to kick on from last week. I felt last week we let it. We there was more opportunities in that game for us to be ourselves. I think sometimes we gave the Sharks team loaded with Springboks a little bit too much respect. So hopefully this week, nerves have settled a little bit better. We know what challenge is the South African teams are, especially at home. It's not easy to come away with points here, as statistically it's proven by all teams in this competition. So, yeah, we're gonna just go out there and hopefully we can, keep on performing well and producing some quality actions across the board.
Do you feel that coming back from South Africa with points on the board can be a difference maker? Because as you say, so many teams come over here and they do struggle to come back with results and with points to climb the table.
Yeah, look, last year we got 2 from the Bulls game, like we did last week against the Sharks. So any point after this is more than we would have had last year from our tour. So yes, it means a lot. It means that it challenges us currently to perform away from Scotland as much as we have, or from away from Europe as much as we and it's important as much as we should, and that's really important for us. So going out there and tomorrow and just trying to be the best version of ourselves is going to obviously add value to the season.
Can I ask you about the boost with the amount of guys going to the Scotland squad, and particularly with Sione being named captain, how that affects morale in there?
Yeah, look, the morale has been brilliant the whole preseason into the season, and the whole squad has contributed immensely, and we're proud of the 2019, 22, 21 boys, with, if you include Ollie Smith and Fergus Watson. I mean, Carl Stein missed out, Nathan Macbeth misses out through injury, so it could have been a couple of boys more, but really proud. Hard work, is always rewarded, and I thought, I'm proud of the boys that they've stuck to it. They are working really hard, and hopefully now this experience in the next 4 weeks will be able to count on going forward in our season.
Johnny Matthews has picked up where he left off for you guys this year. Do you think he can still play his way back into the national team squad?
I'm sure he's in the conversation. I've got no doubt. So I think Greg Riddleston will put up his hand even more for responsibility. I think Angus Fraser is back there. Grant Stewart has also produced well, and I think Gregor knows that. He's got that in mind, and I think he can be excited about the hooker situation currently. So yeah, let's see. Johnny is motivated to keep on performing for us, and that is the only way, for Wire to get called up. So yeah, to get called up. So yeah, let's see what comes of it. But yeah, for now he's not selected and should not demoralize him.
Thanks, Franco. Cheers.
MW.
Hello, Franco. Nice to see you again. I just wanted to ask you, from a South African point of view, which I am, the fact that you're playing at the coast this year or this season rather than up country on the IFL, did you guys adapt easier to the conditions, or did you find it much of a muchness?
No, I think it's still the same challenge. Yes, altitude is an important thing, but I think we've breached that now from our mentality perspective after the final. That's not an excuse. We've done it before. So actually, it's always going to be challenging. So yeah, coming to South Africa with a little bit of a temperature difference, obviously, and is always a challenge. We're playing some good athletes at home, which is a bigger challenge, I think, than altitude is. So for now, if we try and avoid those conversations and just focus on what we can control.
In terms of the Stormers, they didn't have the greatest start to the season so far. They might be a little bit on the back foot, a lot of pressure there. Stephen Kitshoff being injured and the likes. What do you expect from the Stormers this weekend? A bit of a back to the wall kind of approach to the game?
Yes, they always have that mindset. That is the type of players, and I think that's the way they coach, is to go out there, as if they have to do a little bit more from individually to to get the win done, and that makes them dangerous. The way that they're a good coach team, but they also have this individual brilliance with quality players that can create something from nothing. Warkaland, Libbok, Willems, De Wet. I can keep on. There's enough quality players there for some individual brilliance, and that makes them tough. But I do feel, they found some joy after last week's game against Munster. They, as a collective, they played well as well, and they got a monkey off their back regarding beating Munster. I think for 5 games they couldn't beat them, so I think that will motivate them now to think that their season is back on track.
Being defending champions, do you feel any way, does it affect your approach to the game? Do the guys feel a little bit different to spring in their step? Does it put any pressure on you?
No, we got rid of that monkey early. It wasn't discussed. We're not trying to defend anything. We are just as much trying to conquer it like anybody else in the competition. Our mentality is absolutely not defending it. It's that trophies in the cupboard. It was done, and it was in 23, 24. It's done. This is a different challenge. If we're going to talk and think about it, it will just add unnecessary pressure. And I think there's enough as it is to reproduce quality performances week in and week out. So, with the 4 international games coming up, it's challenging for the players. That's in our environment that's played a lot of club rugby now and must go and play 4 test matches. So, beyond the next month, it's going to be important that we have settled in our mentality and in our physicality and our technical processes, so that we have point of reference going into the European part of the competition.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I'm glad you raised it. 10th of November is a big day in both South Africa and Scotland's diaries. Carl Steyn now being injured and the likes. Is there any communication between you guys and Gregor, for example, going into that test matches, prepared, doing a bit of scoping, if I may ask that?
Yeah, no, I think there's enough alignment. The way we play is the way Scotland like to play. So we've seen that in the last 2.5 years that I've been there. So we try to develop players that can play the way Scotland feels they can win test matches. So there's enough alignment from that perspective. And I think we produced players. The fact that he's picked 21 players of ours to be involved in this next 4 weeks, just, prove that we are much aligned.
But thank you. Good luck.